Welcome to this week's edition of Scarborough Toastmasters at Large, our weekly podcast with local Toastmasters. We will chat with our local Toastmasters about what they're doing in the club and out there in the world at large. Mitra, thank you for coming out today.
Thank you for having me.
How long have you been a Toastmaster?
It's been almost 3 years.
Almost 3 years. Now, why did you decide to join Toastmasters in the beginning? What drove you to join the club?
Well, I was newcomer.
A newcomer. A newcomer to where?
From Iran.
So you were a newcomer to Canada from Iran.
Yes, in 2013, and I haven't heard about Toastmaster at all. So one of my lecturer in university said to me, "Why don't you go Toastmasters?" I said, "What's all about?" So I Google it, and I have realized in order to improve my speaking skills, I need to join this group and improve my public
Why
speaking.
did you want to improve your speaking skills?
Well, English is a national language, international language. And if I can't speak well, I can't communicate. And communication, all life is about communication. We are social animal and we need to communicate.
So English is not your first language?
No,
What is?
it's my third language, almost fourth language. My first language, mother tongue, is Kurdish. I'm Kurd. And my national language in my back home was Farsi, which is Persian. And I know Arabic. Also, I'm learning English.
So English is your fourth language and you're making speeches in your fourth language. I really admire people who do that because I know if I had to make a speech in my second language, I would really struggle. I would struggle for finding the right words and the right way to put words together. So I really admire people like you who
Thank
come
you.
out and make the effort and try learning to make speeches in front of strangers in a totally different language.
Thank you. You boosted my confidence.
Now, you've been with Toastmasters for about 2 years or 3 years now. Have you ever won any awards or anything?
Yes, I did.
Tell us about them.
Few times in our club, I awarded the best speaker.
The best speaker after a meeting
Yes.
when everybody votes. How did you feel about that? Did it
Also,
just boost your confidence?
yes, it helped a lot because it was an easy job. And once I won the third place of district contest.
At the district contest.
Yes.
So you won the club contest to go
Club contest.
Okay, you came third at the club contest.
Yes.
Okay, because we, as Toastmasters, we get mixed up. The club contest, the area contest, the district contest, the conference contest. There's so many contests they get mixed up sometimes. But you got third, and how did that make you feel?
Great. I weren't able to believe it.
Did you go out and celebrate that night?
Actually, I was shocked that how I stand up and how I really, it was good. I can't, it's, you know what, some things is emotional and it's unexplainable, but it still, I was proud of myself. When I was that night, it reminds me the first night for my icebreaker, and almost to fifth of my speeches, I wouldn't barely talk. My voice was shivering. Always, I had heart beating. My sweat. It was not easy job. And when I saw myself in a year, I won that award in club contest. It was really good.
Do you remember the best speech you ever made?
Yes, I do.
And what was it about?
About skiing.
About skiing.
Yeah, I had a trip to the Revelstoke Rocky Mountain skiing.
And you came back and you did a speech at the club about that.
Yes.
Now, as I recall, you had a PowerPoint presentation that went with that?
Yes, I had that, and also I brought my equipment and gears along my presentation, my slides.
Now, when I heard you say equipment, I
My-
noticed you mispronounced it. Now, is pronouncing the words kind of a challenge for people in your situation?
Yes, it is so difficult.
Something that the rest of us just take for granted. We just say equipment all the time, and you have to think about it. It makes it a little more challenging for you to put a speech together.
Yes, exactly.
And
Thank
the,
you.
and the rest of us don't realize that sometimes. Now, do you have any future goals at Toastmasters?
Yes, I do. I'm planning to go through Pathway, which is now I'm in the third speech of Pathway.
So you have started Pathways, the
Yes.
new program.
Yes.
First of all, which path did you pick?
Communication and motivation.
Communication and motivation.
Because I went through the questionnaire.
Yes.
And they offer me this is best match with what I picked.
Now, there's two aspects to Pathways the way I see it. There is the content, all the brand new things that they're giving us. They're giving us all these new electives. For example, the podcast we're doing right now is part of the Pathways program.
Yes, I know.
Without Pathways, we wouldn't be doing this podcast today.
Exactly.
So they've got some content. So what do you think of the content that they've got so far from what you've seen?
In Pathway?
In Pathways.
Will be very interesting because with the new, to me, the way that Pathway is the new business model of thought leaders, because nowadays everything is online and people are more online rather than more interesting rather than be in classroom, unless be a tradition one. However,
so you like that online aspect of Pathways?
Yes.
Where you don't have to go to a meeting to get all the content.
Exactly.
Now, the other part of Pathways, one part is the content.
Okay.
Now, the actual website, how have you found it for moving around?
It's very mobile friendly, user friendly.
You found it very user friendly?
Yes.
I am surprised because a lot of people are telling me they're struggling when they go onto the website, they're struggling with it, but you say you really like it.
No, to me, because probably I'm familiar with webinar platforms and online classroom platforms. To me, it's really user friendly because always there is a help to hit and ask, and very clearly they show the step by step. Even in the club, you gave us the 2 steps in hard copy. I follow just them and I found it very interesting.
Now, after you do a speech and you get your evaluation, are you uploading it to the website? Are you scanning it and then uploading it to the website?
Actually, I surf it, but what I have done, because in the club, you send it to us, we have printed and scanned it, but to me, I went and I researched it and I Googled it and I saw, oh my God, it's way easier than we do always double work, because we don't need to scan and upload it. I have found it's easier, we just come home and rewrite it. Or to me, I was planning to bring my laptop to to club, and meanwhile I am going to do it online because I can connect my computer to my mobile.
So you're the type of person who doesn't mind coming home and typing out what the evaluator said. If the evaluator said, please stop moving your arms so much, or I loved your beautiful smile, you're happy to type that in right into the website. So that's the
Yes.
type of person you are.
Yes, because I think I look at this, it's an opportunity for me to improve my writing skills.
Now, if you could give one piece of advice to somebody who was just starting out in Toastmasters, what would it be?
Just go with pathway,
Or,
because what I was at level end of advanced level, and I really enjoy it, even though I spend lots of project on in class, not online. However, if I wish the pathway was started 2 years ago.
so you are a big fan of the pathway so
Yes.
far, and you haven't quite got to your level 1 yet. You haven't quite finished it, but you'll get there.
Yes.
Do you have any regrets about your time with Toastmasters? Anything you wish had been a little bit different?
Just having said that, I wish the pathway was started 2 years ago.
Okay. Now, what, in your estimation, makes a great speech?
A great speech desire working on it a lot. Write your outline of a speech, what you are going to say, a clear introduction, how to support my introduction, my main point, and how to wrap it up with my conclusion. It is important, doesn't matter whether or not it's pathway or old school in the club. It determines working on it, and it's all about determination
Now you
and
have,
commitment to your speech.
now you have finished your CC manual, your Confident Communicator manual.
Yes.
How often are you making speeches?
For that, a year I really spent a lot of time for it, for 10 projects.
Yeah.
Then for my second advanced level, also it was good, but I involved with my family situation and some things personal, and I got off on a tangent.
Now, you've been with the club about 3 years,
Yes.
and you've made about 20 speeches.
Yes.
So it's one speech in about a month and a half on average, I take it.
Almost.
In
Yes.
around that part. Now, you came from another part of the world I'm not familiar with. You came from Iran,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Now, as I recall, you mentioned one night that you had a very bad night back. Was it in Saudi Arabia?
In Iran we had an earthquake.
You had
And
the
I
earthquake.
lost, my best friend.
You lost friends there.
Yes.
Now, wasn't there also an attack when you were on a pilgrimage?
I can't remember that.
You told me about going home through the dark after an attack. I believe it was in...
Yes, for Green Revolution in 2010. Are you talking about that? From Malaysia, I went back to Iran, and yeah, it was a difficult time.
It was a difficult time.
Yeah, and my brother was arrested.
Now, do you find public speaking, the confidence you get from Toastmasters, helps you deal with that, talk about that, let your feelings out?
Yeah, in fact, yes, because since I've been practicing my public speaking at Toastmaster Club, it not only helped me to public speaking, but also it helped me for my work, for my speeches, because I'm a facilitator, and it has helped me a lot to find out and boost my confidence and stand up on my feet. The fears that
now,
I have.
You come from Iran. Do they have Toastmasters back in Iran?
No, that is really, I'm interested in bring it there. I kept asking friends, do we have? I have a friend who is founder of TED Talk recently in Iran. And I talked with her about Toastmaster and I sent the link to her and she was impressed. Said, why don't you be a founder of it and come and bring it into Iran? Lots of people are really interested in.
So you could be a club coach or a club mentor back in Iran.
Yeah, I love to do it. It's one of my vision, one of my goals.
Well, that's one of your future goals. Do you have any other future goals
Yes.
that involve Toastmasters?
Yes.
Share one of them with us.
I'm really planning to be in 2 years for joining international contest.
You want to join the international contest.
Yes.
And you've got a lot of great material. You've got a lot of great stories that you've lived through that would make great stories. It's just a matter of putting the work in and writing that speech down like what you said.
And actually, I would like to add to it with having a good mentors such like you, and also I would like to add it up to. It will be great.
Now, you just mentioned you had a great mentor,
Yes.
an awesome mentor. Do you want to expand on that a little bit?
Yes, actually, without my mentor, because it wasn't really easy to get there, and now I'm without any preparation.
Yeah.
And sorry for my pronunciation. Just do podcast. However, I was really afraid and I was tired. I weren't able, honestly, let's be honest with myself. I said, I'm done. It's too hard for me. Sometimes it's hard to keep going.
Yes.
And without motivation, you kept off on a track. Then until Roy, you came and I said, oh my God. I start up with mentorship program with you. And it was huge hand. It was not only about boosted my confidence, also the reason to encourage me, and I was encourage others to keep going, because these things we really need a person.
Now,
as a mentor.
Your mentor sounds wonderful.
Yes.
I've got one other question for you.
Thank you.
If you were younger and you started Toastmasters, how would that have changed your life?
A lot. A lot. Because now at this age, imagine when I see someone young in our club, I say to them, you are lucky. I wish I knew Toastmaster when I was at your age. I would be now someone like Tony Robbins, or probably Brendan Burchard. Who knows?
What's your favorite part of a Toastmaster meeting?
Actually, a speech I like most, but what I really do enjoy, hard to tell. Every part is
I love the joke master. Because I love joke master because a joke is like a little speech.
Yeah.
A beginning, a middle, an end, eye contact, hand gestures, voice variation,
Exactly.
Using the power of the pause after the punchline. I love joke master. I think that's my favorite part.
Awesome. Yes.
Well, Mitra, it has been great talking to you today. I hope that we're going to see you out at the club a little more often. We've missed you there.
Thank you.
And thank you for joining our podcast tonight.
Thank you.
We will see you next week on Scarborough Toastmasters at Large.
Sure. What again? I wasn't prepared.
You weren't supposed to be prepared.